So earlier this year, the lady sitting to your, I'm going to say right, nailed it, told me that she would be more than happy to play Elsa in the live-action Frozen.
Yes.
I'm thinking...
Olaf. I'll do it.
I was about to nearly insult you with Hans, but Olaf works?
I'll do Olaf. I like Olaf
I think
a
you
lot.
do good. You can play both.
I've got range.
You have range. The man has range.
Right.
You can do both.
It's tricky for me to start this interview without acknowledging the Imperator and War Dog in the room. And by War Dog, of course, I mean War Boy. Have you guys chatted about this yet?
I am awaited. I am awaited in Valhalla!
We have.
Yeah.
We haven't debriefed yet.
It's not, the debrief hasn't happened, but during the filming of this movie, Nick was definitely a confidant and someone that was helping prepare me for what was
also,
ahead.
Like a fan as well. Also, like, obviously, a Mad Max fan originally from the old films. And then got to do one, which I was like, this is amazing, this is fun, this is insane. And then a fan of yours, and then knowing that you're going to play that character, I'm like, oh, this is all great things coming together, so it's going to be good.
I like the idea that she met you and went, "Witness me! Witness me!
Yeah, which is the only way to greet me.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
brilliant is he in that film, by the way? He's
Alex.
absolutely heartbreaking.
Outrageous. Do you get a lot of witness me's to this day?
Not really, no.
Surely there's a secret
I
sign.
would love that. I would love it if drunk people across the street just screamed at you, "Witness me!"
I think the only time that people did that was when we went maybe to Comic-Con at one point. We were there with X-Men, and people did scream it then, and did the V8 sign.
That is,
You know, on the front cover of the Blu-ray of Fury Road, it says, "Oh, what a lovely day."
Yeah.
So they're quoting your character on the front of the whole thing.
Yeah, I was quite proud of that.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
I was like, you must have said that line okay.
I think
it
you did
became a
an
thing.
all right job.
Yeah.
An all right job.
Over the next few hours, you will ingest fat, salt, protein, and at times entire ecosystems.
We're eating the ocean.
We're eating the ocean.
Talking about the menu, rule of thumb, you don't want to be in a movie where you have to eat a lot. Because if you need to take the 10th, 11th, 14th take, no matter how delicious the food is, it's like, oh God, kill me.
It's one of his classics. You have to try the mouthfeel of the mignonette.
Please don't say mouthful.
I've said this multiple times today, just tip my hat to this fellow right here, because I didn't actually have to eat that much, and Nick attacked every take with so much gusto and fervor, and you really, you nailed it, man.
Can eat, will eat.
Also
Free
didn't
food,
throw
you know,
up.
just can't help myself.
Did not throw up. The whole time I was watching him, and I was like, this time,
this kid's gonna throw up.
this kid's gonna go.
It's going to be in the mouth and then out the mouth, straight away.
Yeah. No,
Did a very good job.
just a glutton.
I'm not saying your job is mining coal or, SAS missions, but that is work. And you've got the background conversation. So if there's a foreground chat with some other actors, whoever they are, you have to be in the background, blah, blah, blah. How was your day?
He's not just a chef, he's a storyteller. The game is trying to guess what the overarching theme of the entire meal is going to be. You won't know till the end.
Maybe the first 2 days, we, were really in character, and we were improvising and really down to do it. By day 3, we were just getting to know each other by weird acting exercises. We would tell each other stories, and then at the end of the take, be like, which part of that is true? What actually happened? Blah, blah, blah. And so, we got to know each other really well.
I would have immediately gone to my never met that person before. Listening to any good podcasts lately? I would have straight away been like, do you like music?
I think I asked you if you liked cheese at one point, which I think is a She's the Man reference.
Do you like cheese?
Well, why, yes, I do. My favorite's Gouda.
So yeah,
I'm pretty sure I was like, do you like cheese?
Yeah.
I like Gouda too.
See?
See what?
We're flowing.
We're talking about cheese.
So what? Flow is flow.
And I went off on a random story.
A complete
I remember.
random story,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the weird stuff that
Not
works.
being punished with cheese.
So tell me though, how have you been describing this film to your friends and family? How are you warning them?
This entire evening.
This is just theater,
It's stagecraft.
We're leaving now. Has been painstakingly planned.
Because you can't quickly encapsulate it.
Someone said
it really
Squid
well.
Games meets MasterChef.
Yeah, which I thought was great.
I love you all. We love you too, Chef! Any questions?
Is this bergamot I'm getting, Chef?
Yes, it is.
It's doing a lot of this sort of laugh. Is this funny?
I think that's the brilliant thing about this film.
Yeah.
Reading it, I read it more as a comedy, I think.
Yeah.
But then occasionally being in the room watching some of the horrific things, I was like, well, maybe this isn't a comedy.
There's a great comment beneath one of the trailers for this movie which says, "Everything becomes a thriller when Anya Taylor-Joy is in it."
Does that mean I'm frightening, or does that mean that I look frightened? It's one of the two.
No, I don't think it's that. I think you bring high stakes to the storytelling.
That's it.
I'm dramatic, is essentially what you're trying to tell me.
No.
I mean, if you've seen Emma, it gets really...
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, that is the thriller of the ages. Yeah,
Things blow
completely.
Miss Woodhouse? You will never guess what has happened. Robert Martin has offered me his hand.
By the way, how pleasurable was it slapping this guy?
I'll talk about that.
Yeah, you do it.
Very pleasurable.
You do it.
My character, I definitely deserved it, but that wasn't in the script. It wasn't in the script.
So here's the thing. Yeah, I will. I have a thing about feminine rage, which people think, for some reason, and this is with no disrespect to any writer, I get a lot of like men doing really terrible things and women sitting silently whilst like one tear like slowly falls. And I'm like, oh no, we get mad and angry. And I remembered like pulling Mark aside and saying, I'm really sorry, but the only way to play this truthfully is for me to like attack him. And he was like, oh, you mean like this? And I was like, no, like I'm gonna
have at him.
And luckily everyone liked it and Nick was game and I
didn't like it.
I
didn't like it one bit.
Is he gonna keep doing that?
What happens inside this room is meaningless compared to what happens outside.
Ralph Fiennes, though, is one of those, isn't he? He's one of them. He's one of those actors where you can convince yourself, I'm going to be cool, this is going to be chill, he's just another human being, but he is, all caps, Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
How was it trying to become his best friend?
It went well. We are best friends.
Oh, sweet.
You know,
Easy.
He does pierce straight through to your soul with those eyes, doesn't he? He looks at you and you go,
please slap me.
We just fell into like a very easy, quiet, like comfortability. It sort of felt like, this sounds like a really weird analogy, but I felt like the air between us was like a warm bath. We felt very calm.
And then he'd do this. And suddenly it's not fun anymore.
No, the only issue with that is I made a choice. I was like, I want to sit this way because I want my back to be to the chef and like I have to, turn around and whatever. That essentially meant 3 months of like the worst neck pain you could ever possibly imagine because I spend the whole movie just twisted.
I like the idea that you might get an injury off that, but not Furiosa. That's kind of what would really please me. I got whiplash. No, not from that one. Yeah. What comfort food cookery shows are you watching? And you can't answer the bear because the bear is not a comfort food show.
Thank you! We're firing! 76 beefs, 34 chickens, okay?
I did watch that though.
I really want
like
to
having
watch
a show,
that.
so that is comforting.
Hey, 12 French fries, 12 mash!
Recently introduced to Tiny Kitchen. It's not a show,
that's great. Yeah.
but it's so cute.
Yeah,
I could never do it. I could never do it, but I enjoy watching it. It's very satisfying.
I saw Jeff Goldblum go to the set of Tiny Kitchen, and it's one of the best things I've ever seen.
Okay, here goes, and action. There's Mr. Hand. And I did that nicely, I thought. Okay.
Because it's Jeff jeffing around.
Of course. Jeff jeffing.
And
I like that.
He's frying a little bacon. Oh, it's just, trust me, when this interview's over, enjoy yourself. You'll have a great time.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. This is terrible.
Do you see what's happening to the table?
Oh, I see the whole table's moving. Sorry.
Can we talk a bit about our director here? Because I'm amazed that the posters don't say from the director of Ali G into House.
I actually visited that set.
What?
I visited that set. They were filming it just after we shot About a Boy, and they invited me down to watch the filming of Ali G in the house. That's how I got this part.
Years, things pay off.
21 years later,
this is the
moral of the story.
Things pay off.
I mean, Mark's an incredible director, isn't he?
Yeah.
On the topic of directors and direction, what is the most memorable piece of direction you've ever been given that stuck with you because you're thinking, hang on, that's pretty unique, I'm not going to hear that again?
I've got mine, have you got yours?
Yeah,
you go.
What's
No, you go.
I worked with this director called Drake Doremus a few times, and he gives me a nice direction sometimes, which is do nothing. And I always like that direction. I'm like, oh yeah, like, what am I out here doing?
Act less.
I'm
basically,
doing.
yeah, just don't worry.
Exist.
Like, it's so weird.
Exist.
Like,
I've heard exist before, or I've said like, so I'll just exist in this moment. Fabulous, wonderful.
Could you exist better? Thank you.
That's a question I ask myself every single day, like constantly. I'm like, can I exist better?
There's my new tattoo. Exist better.
I got told once, I think it was like one of my first really big emotional scenes, and Night Shyamalan was like, I've seen you cry, and these are your own tears. Don't be selfish. Give the character her own tears. And that completely changed the way that I acted forever. Because before then, I'd always thought that it was about mining yourself for experiences. And in that moment, it was like, oh, this is a person that I take care of, and I have to feel their feelings through empathy. And that actually means that you can cry, or at least I can cry, like, all day long, because it's like your sister or your mum or your best friend.
What a trip.
Literally just like, don't be selfish, give the character her own tears. And I was like, whoa, that really, boom, yeah.
Could you split your psyche, please? Yes, I can.
I mean...
Be right back.
Yep.
I'll get right on it.
You can see the different levels we work at here.
Exactly.
I will do nothing.
Come on.
Do nothing, become another human. Can I briefly ask about Renfield? Because everything about that. Ooh. Tell me, just being in the same room as Nick Cage was worth it alone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, being in the same room with Nick Cage is I mean, that's a trip. But being in the same room as Nick Cage whilst he's dressed as Dracula and tormenting you as Dracula, and you're his kind of servant, is really, it's some of the most fun I've ever had on screen whilst being tortured. It's like it's really brilliant.
Please.
I can't wait.
Bizarre and offbeat. And
tell me he does the full "I want to suck your blood."
There's not a full Transylvanian accent, but it's really interesting. He draws from so many fascinating places. Like, he'd be like doing a scene, he'd be like, it's a bit like Anne Bancroft in The Graduate in this moment and stuff, and you'd see him like just take all these little elements. He loves film, he loves acting, and so he's a wonderful person to be around, and he brings so much.
And ironically, what caused that was somebody saying exist.
Yeah,
guys, what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Likewise,
Thank you.
Angel.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank
Hope the
you.
work meeting goes well.
Yeah, I really hope so.